Well, hello everybody. So another week has passed and that means another video. Now this declutter, clean and organise is going to be in Alyssa's room. This room has been a disaster since the heating was installed. The cupboard is slightly bigger. The radiator is on a different wall. So everything we had in her room after we redecorated to make her room efficient and working properly was just, it just stopped working. Like this wall with her radiator on it was where the wardrobe would be, because the other cupboard door, it was two individual doors, so she could have her wardrobe there, block off one of the cupboard doors to the immersion heater, and we could still access the immersion heater. Now it's one large door and the radiator is on that wall, so her wardrobe can't go there. There's nowhere else in her room for it to go. So now everything's cramped up around her bed and she's not got space around her bed, and everything's in tote boxes underneath her bed because there's just no room. It's just not a practical room anymore. So we are working together to buy some more furniture for her room to hopefully get it to working where she can actually have everything efficient again in her room. Keep it clean and tidy like she was before. She's going to be getting a 3-door. I think it's a 3-door. Yes, 3-door sliding door wardrobe. Because her room, she can't be opening wardrobe doors. There's just no space for the wardrobe doors to open. So she's going to be getting sliding door wardrobes. That means all of her clothes can fit in there. Because at the moment, her wardrobe's way too small for the amount of clothes she's got. Way, way too small. So hopefully that will fix the clothing issue for her room and will remove one of the boxes that's under her bed that's currently got her trousers in it. I'm also thinking and hoping that what we can do is at the bottom of this wardrobe, because it's going to be quite a tall wardrobe, and there will be space underneath her hanging clothes for different bits of storage. So I'm thinking in there we could perhaps make or buy some sort of little shelving rack in there that she can put like knickknacks in, books. She's got really into colouring, so she can put that in there. She can perhaps fold up her spare bed linen and pop that in there. It's going to give her way more storage solutions, and perhaps we could even get rid of one of her chest units. So if you can see at the top of her bed here, she's got the wardrobe on the left of your screens and the little chest of drawer unit on the right. Under her telly are her two bedside tables. Now they were either side of her bed. The wardrobe was where the radiator is, and that little chest of drawers unit was down at the foot of her bed. If we get the sliding door wardrobe, that's going to go where her bedside tables are now and along that wall. The bedside table is going to go either side of her bed, and it's going to give her so much space to be able to walk around her room. I want rid of this little black unit as well. Drives me up the flipping wall, because you've got to squeeze through this tiny little gap between the edge of the cupboard and her bed. You keep whacking yourself on this little black shelving unit. But do you know what? It's her room and she can have it however she wants. And she's slightly slender than I am, and so are her friends, so they can fit through the gap, no problem. Maybe it's just an excuse for chunky mummy to lose some poundage, and then maybe I can get through the gap without whacking my hip bone. Well, I don't whack my hip bone. My hip bone's protected by layers of flubber. But perhaps I would whack myself on the corner of this unit every time I went through. But yeah, that is the plans for her room. So we do have it all in hand to get her back on track. I'm also still in talks with Dell to put this flipping shelving unit up. Oh my good grief. I never thought it'd be that hard to convince someone just to put some shelves up, but clearly, yeah, it's a bit of a problem. Anyway, that's a story for another day. Hopefully today, while I'm filming, it's currently Saturday while I'm filming this voiceover. Hopefully today I'll be able to persuade him to actually put the shelves up. And then she can have even more room to put her little knickknacks and bits. Now, what I'm doing here is her little storage boxes for her makeup. For some reason, her makeup overflowed, and I didn't know. Well, I did know, but I didn't connect the dots. She'd gone through her makeup and cleared out what she wanted to throw away. Now, I can't remember if I actually threw away what she wanted to throw away or not. I think I did. But she seems to think I haven't, and I've put all the throw away stuff back in her makeup box. So she's got to go through it again. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I can't remember now. But if I haven't, and I have thrown away all the stuff she wants to throw away, maybe she'll go through it again and throw away the extra bits that she has, because she's got duplicates of loads of stuff and she doesn't use half of it. But, it all fits, so if she does, she does. If she doesn't, she doesn't. I've divided it nicely. I tipped it all out and I went through it all and I've divided it nicely. She's got skincare for her face. That's in the far left little box. In the middle is hair care products. And in the right tote is all of her makeup bits and stuff like that. So it's all completely separated out. Lovely and easy for her just to grab one box and be like, okay, skincare time, sort that out. Hair care time, sort that out, then makeup, and she can keep it completely separate. Also, if I go in her room and I see bits laying about the place, I can easily just pop them straight back into their designated spot. She knows exactly where they're going to be, and I can clean lovely, easy and quickly. I did at this point try and fit body care into the skincare tub, and it didn't really fit. But she brought some Christmas presents, and with these Christmas presents, she got like, what they called, like little baskets. And she did like hamper sort of thing in these little baskets. Now she's still got one of those in her room. So I thought, well, why not? So I put the body care stuff, like those big tubs of like body moisturiser, into the little black kind of wickery basket thing. So it looks nice and displayed on the end of her bed. Plus, she can see them. Some of these body moisturisers she's had for quite a while and doesn't use them because they're stashed somewhere at the bottom of a big box of something. So now they're out and open. She's got all her body sprays open where she can see them and use them. And it's just a much more efficient way of her running her bedroom. Now, she does like to hold on to stuff, as apparently all of us do in this house, to varying degrees. But what I have done is all those little trinkets, I suppose we could call them, all those little trinkets that she's got, I have kept. They've not been thrown away, so if she ever wants them, she can go and get them. But they have been put in their own little tote box with a lid, and they are going to go out into the shed. There's nothing intrinsically valuable in there that's going to mean, people are going to be looking to steal them. And even if they did, they're going to get things that might have a little bit of sentimental value. But at the end of the day, these things have been in a storage box under her bed. And I honestly doubt she even remembers she's got 90% of it. So if it ever was to be stolen, which I hope it isn't, but if it ever was to be, I don't think anybody's going to be particularly heartbroken over it. So it is being boxed up and it is going to be put in the shed. It does mean she can get to those things should she ever desire to find a small plastic Kinder Egg toy that she got like 12 years ago. It's out there if she ever wants it. But it's not in her room. It's not cluttering her space. There's room under her bed for her to put, shoes, storage boxes for things like she actually wants. It just makes more room for her in her room, which is nice. And it also means like the drawers aren't full of junk anymore either. So that has all gone out to the shed. All of Ben's bits, I did declutter all of Ben's bits. If you watch my other videos, you'll know that she did give me permission, and so has Ben, to take all of Ben's bits out of her room, box them up, and they are going to go back to Ben, who is now living back at home with his parents. They haven't split up, but he is living at home with his parents. He doesn't sort of stay with us anymore. So we've cleared that out, and now she has more room in her room because it's now a one-person room and not a two-person room. This room is tiny. It was never designed to take two people. It was never designed to have a double bed in it. It's the sort of room that was made for a single bed, perhaps a wardrobe, and that's about your limit. So for a modern sort of teenager that wants the double bed and all the gadgets and all that, it's a tiny room. So yeah, now all Ben's stuff's gone. She's got even more room. And now I've decluttered all her junk. She has even more room. And when she gets her wardrobe, she's going to be able to actually have her clothes in her room with her, and it's just going to be a lot better for her. A lot better for her. So, yeah, I can't wait to see what's going to happen when we get all that extra storage. But she did announce the other day that she's 20, she'll be 20 in a couple of weeks, and she's looking now to start moving out. So it could be that we'll refurnish it, and then as soon as we refurnish it, she'll find a place to live, and we'll no longer live here, and, well, we'll just have a room full of... Mind you, she might take it with her if she does move out, so we'll just have an empty room that I have to pay to refurnish for a third time in probably maybe a year, possibly 2 years, because I did this middle of last year, and by the middle of this year I'll have refurnished it, and then if she does move out by the end of this year, yeah, it'll be 3 times in 1 year that I'll have paid to refurnish this room. No wonder I'm always skint. Yeah, I was going to get her a new mattress because the one I've got, it's just not great. I mean, it's a mattress, it functions, and she says now she's used to it, it's not so bad. But every time you sit on her bed, it's not a very thick, supportive mattress. It kind of feels thin and flimsy. I really don't like it. Her old mattress was lovely. It was so thick and comfortable, and it was like sleeping on a cloud. It was beautiful. This mattress, not so much. But like I said, she doesn't complain about it, and if she's comfortable, then who am I to moan? I also got to sort out her shoes. She's had 2 pair of these Converse trainers. I'm sure they're called Converse. Either way, they're like fabricy style, high top sort of trainers. And she's worn them that much, like the fabric's gone through. They're not trainers anymore. They're basically flip-flops. The fabric is not holding the sole to the rest of the trainer. And she keeps them under her bed. Now, she's not worn them for 6 months, a year. And she brought some other ones. I did give her blisters as they were being broken in. But they're broken in now. She wears them all the time instead. But she won't part with these falling apart, wretched, horrible, broken trainers that she's got. And she was at home. She came, literally, I got in this room at like 9 o'clock in the morning, and I had from 9 till 4 to get this room done while she was at work. And she came home. They finished work early and they came straight home, which they don't normally do. Normally they finish work at about 4 o'clock. Her and Jaden, her best friend, they go driving about or they go somewhere to get something to eat. But they never come straight home. It's very rare they come straight home. And she came straight home about 3 o'clock, so I was an hour short. But she came home with Jaden. And they're sitting on the bed. And I'm asking her, can I throw these trainers out? And she's like, no, I like them and all this. And I don't want to ruin my new shoes. I'm like, well, you don't wear them anymore. And I actually enlisted the help of Jaden to sort of make her see sense that she doesn't wear these trainers anymore. They're absolutely useless. She gets soaking wet, freezing cold feet if she did wear them. And she's got the new shoes that we got her for Christmas and those new Converse that she can wear now. Throw them away. And actually, she let me throw them away. I only threw 1 pair away. I didn't want to go too extreme too quickly for her. So I did throw the worst of the 2 pairs away. So she still has those black and white ones that you can see here on the bottom right of your screens. She's still got those, even though they're falling apart too. But at some point I will whoop those out into the bin as well. She has said I can. But at some point when she's probably recovered from the big room reset I've just done, I'll whoop those out and she won't even notice they're gone. I did get her, like I said, some trainers for Christmas. She did ask for a couple of pairs, so I got her both the black and white pair or the grey and white pair. Can't remember what colour they are now. Grey and white. And I got her like these multicoloured ones. I think she's worn them out once because they do look a little bit mucky. So I think they've been out of the house once, at least the coloured ones, the multicoloured ones have. The grey and white ones I don't think have been out of their box yet. But who knows? Maybe she will. These trainers I'm moving now. I don't think I've seen them leave the house in a long while. Yeah, I think she picks 1 pair of shoes and that's all she'll ever wear. Well, you know, she's happy. She's got the option. What does it matter to me? Well, it doesn't really matter to me. But she's still sort of growing, so she doesn't wear the shoes now. If her feet grow much more, then, she's not ever going to get to wear those shoes, and they're just going to go, then they just get given on to charity, don't they? They're still going to get used, but they won't get used by her, and it just seems like a big waste of money to keep buying shoes to not use them. Oh well, I'm sure it'll all come good in the wash. She'll either wear them or she won't. Right, these tote boxes, very dusty. Give them a good clean. Now, I am cleaning. I am cleaning as well as tidying and organising. But this isn't my spring clean. This is the declutter and organise, and I am giving it a quick spruce of a clean. In the spring is when I will do the deep spring clean, and everything will get pulled out. The carpets will get aquavac'd. The skirting boards will get a good dusting. All that will get done in spring. If I aquavac the carpets now, they're not drying for a month for Sundays, so I'm not going to do them now. I don't want to be walking around with wet, cold socks. It's just not an attractive thing to happen. So I'm just tidying, organising, decluttering, and a little bit of a clean. So I've taken Ben's bottoms or Ben's trousers out of that tote box. They are going back to Ben. Fixed her little mirror there because that kept wobbling. It comes unscrewed at the base, so you have to re-screw it back in. I didn't realise it was that easy to fix. So now that's fixed and sorted. She's also got a load of stuff under her bed. I don't know how it gets under there, but I don't know. It just seems to sort of be scooched under her bed. I'm also very puzzled as to how to work these tote boxes. The thing I do with my decluttering is I literally pull everything out and then I figure out how to organise it. Now here I'm puzzling about. This is her little junk box. It's all her little knick-knack bits. If I'm going to put it in... I see what made the noise now. Hang on. If I'm going to put that in the shed, it needs a lid, but that box doesn't come with a lid. So I need to work out what I can put in that box, and get a box with a lid. While I was filming that, I heard something make a noise. And you see me look across, and I didn't see at the time what had made that noise. Now I watch the video back, I see with the tote boxes sliding off of each other. Her drawers, I did declutter her drawers, but obviously there's some personal stuff in her drawers, and I didn't want the entire of the internet seeing all her personal knick-knacky bits. So I decluttered her drawers and filmed what was safe to go back in. Obviously, she hasn't given me full permission to video like every intimate detail of her room, so I'm not going to do that. But I did empty the drawers out and apparently froze watching... what am I streaming? Something on Amazon anyway. I put something on to distract myself. Clearly it distracted me too well. Yeah, I didn't want to film all the intimate details, so I emptied her drawers out and then reorganised them with stuff that you guys could see. So the drawer towel on her left, or on the left of the screen, that has got in there medical stuff and a bit of jewellery, and below that she's got her munchies. She likes to bring snacks and stuff and have them in her room and things like that. Jaden and her, they'll bring home sort of pasta salads and whatever to eat in her room for dinner. So she's got her bamboo cutlery that she likes to use, so she's got that up there. Then on the right, I have no idea what I put in her right drawers. So why can I not remember what I put in her right drawers? I remember, well, actually, that's a lie. I skipped ahead in the video and watched what I did. So now I know what I put in the right-hand side drawers. Ha! See? Clever me. I put her important papers in the top drawer and her journals and a few pens for journaling in the bottom drawer. See? Smart little lady I am. I've also, in her room, taken out all of her wax melts. Now, they're downstairs in my wax melt box. But they've also been separated into stuff for Christmas, stuff for autumn, stuff for spring scents, and the summery scents. So we can rotate those out like I did with my stuff as well. See, this is a tiny little wardrobe. It really is tiny. The thing is, I have dyscalculia and numbers mean nothing to me. You may as well give it to me in Latin. I have no clue what you're talking about when you talk numbers. I measure things in feet and inches. Well, the world measures things in metres, centimetres and that sort of thing. So I have to convert. I have no idea to convert. How many centimetres are in a foot? No idea. So not only am I measuring in a bygone measurement way, I'm also measuring in numbers that make no sense to me. So when I saw that this thing was, I don't know, let's say 50 centimetres, I thought that was like, I don't know, maybe like 50 feet. I don't know what I thought, and I don't know exact measurements of what it was, but I read it and I thought, oh, that's a nice wardrobe, and it's at a very reasonable price. Yeah, the reason it was at a very reasonable price because it was a child's wardrobe. It does come with a base. You can buy the base separately and have the base underneath, which does make it taller, but it's still a very small, compact wardrobe. And Alyssa does not have a small, compact style of clothing. She has multiple clothing for every conceivable event and occasion she may ever attend in the entire history of the world and the future of the world. And I have to try and find storage space for them in her room. It doesn't work. It does not work. And the jumpers, goodness gracious. Mind you, she is younger and slender than I am. So she can afford to wear the jumpers that are like really thick, heavy jumpers to keep her warm in the winter. If I wear a thick, heavy-set jumper, I can barely move most of the time. So, yeah, her wardrobe does have some really thick, heavy-set jumpers in there as well. And she's gone for these. I quite like them. And I used to wear them when I was younger. They're very long jumpers, very oversized jumpers, and very thick hoodie-style jumpers. And she sort of wears them as like makeshift dressing gowns. They are really, really nice. But, yeah, they take up so much room. With the hood as well, the one jumper can take up the space of about 6 or 7 T-shirts. Absolutely phenomenal. Now you're going to see, guys, how my cleaning style kind of works. I was kind of taught this growing up. What I was taught growing up was basically fill the sofas or anywhere you can sit with stuff. That means you're not going to sit down until everything's been cleaned and put away because there's nowhere to sit. Unfortunately, that doesn't work because A, you can sit on the floor. There's always somewhere to sit down. B, you clear a little bit of the space. That gives you somewhere to sit down on the actual sofa or in this case the bed. So you sit down. And C, once everything's pulled out like this, there you go, overwhelm hits. What on earth do you do now, love? I've also, at this point, I think it was about 1 o'clock. I've only got a couple of hours until Alyssa gets home. And I know she's not going to be pleased. I can't film while she's in her room, especially with Jaden in here as well. I ask permission before I film with people. They know if I'm filming and they don't want to be on camera. They let me know and I don't have them on camera. So if she comes back home now, I have to stop filming. And all of that's running through my head alongside where am I going to put all this and how do I even begin to organise all of this. Thankfully, a few deep breaths and we've figured it out. So, I found one empty tote box. And the one empty tote box is going to be the tote box that gets filled with all her knickknacks. She has 2 of these, well, they were drawers. You can get those plastic storage drawer things. Well, these are 2 drawers out of one of those storage towers. They don't have lids. So I'm taking all the stuff out and organising it. Anything that has a place in her room is going into that place. And anything that is just a knick-knacky piece of knick-knack is going in this one box that can have a lid attached to it. And then it can go out in the shed. And what's more, I managed to get both drawers into one tote box. Go me, I am brilliant, am I not? I also managed to get myself an extra tote box. Underneath the bed is Ben's box. Now Ben's box has a lid, but we don't need to keep Ben's box anymore, do we? So I took all of Ben's stuff out of Ben's box and bagged it up, ready to go back to him. And voila! I now have a new, well, not a new storage box, but I now have another storage box that I can use for bits, for stuff, for storage. I'm such a clever little lassie. I really am. I really am. I've just skipped ahead in this video and realised that overwhelm hits me again. And it's dawned on me actually how many times overwhelm hits me, A, during one of these sorts of cleans, but B, during the day anyway. The amount of stuff we've got is just not feasible for efficient cognitive function. Yes, I'm going to use big words today. Efficient cognitive function. There is just way too much stuff and not enough places to put it. And it's causing overwhelm. I'm all right when I'm working through Ben's box at the minute. Yeah, there's stuff at the bottom of Ben's box. It doesn't come off, so I don't know what it is. But we're about to hit overwhelm in just a minute. Oh no, I'm going to put some more of Ben's stuff in bags first. But yeah, just the sheer amount of overwhelm. And honestly, genuinely, I never thought it before. Like I say, all these people keep saying it's the clutter, it's the mess that's causing like mental chaos. And I was like, don't be daft, it's just stuff. How can stuff be causing a problem? There you go, there's the overwhelm. Oh, good grief, how am I even gonna, where can I, never mind, carry on. Yeah, stuff makes noise. It's the hardest thing to try and describe. If you know, you know. But it doesn't make like a physical sound. You know, you don't hear the clutter going and making noise. But it makes noise, like visual noise. It's like your brain is just trying to process all this stuff over and over and over and over again, and it can't because it doesn't make sense. It's not where it should be, and it causes irritation. And then it causes anxiety and depression, and you just spiral. And actually, the more depressed you get, the less you put your stuff away and the less you clean and tidy, and the more depressed you get. I think that's why it's really, really important we don't judge. If you're seeing someone struggling, try and help, or at least try and get them in the right direction to help themselves. Some people don't want help, and that's fine. And in all honesty, if that person doesn't want help, they're happily living in their hoarded house of horrors, then who are you to go in and attack and criticise? If you don't like that haunted house of horror, or hoarder house of horror, I should say, don't go round. Leave it to other people. Don't go and attack them and make them feel worse. Because what happens is, right, it's a very slow drip feed, I think. You start with a bad day. You start feeling a bit sad, a bit depressed. And you go out and you buy something to make yourself feel better. And you bring that thing home. And then, or someone buys you something, that's the worst one. Someone buys you something to make you feel better, and then you don't feel like you could throw it away because it was a gift. And then that gift becomes a collection of things that you can't throw away because it was a gift, or you brought it because it was special, or you brought it because you were a bit sad, or you brought it for some reason or other. And it becomes a little collection. And then on your shelves, or, cluttering up your floor space, or wherever these little collections of things are, it becomes like a visual noise. And that visual noise slowly gnaws at you. And you have more bad days, and you get more sad, and you get a few more knickknacks to make you feel a little bit better. Or maybe you buy yourself a new like shelving unit to put those nice pretty knickknacks on. But it doesn't quite fit because you haven't quite got the money. It doesn't quite look right. So that's more visual noise. And from there it just spirals. It spirals and spirals and spirals until before you know it, you're a depressed person living in this hoarder house of horrors. And you can't throw anything away because it was all special. Now, I'm not saying that happens to everybody. Of course I'm not. There's me swimming through the debris. It doesn't happen to everyone that way. I'm sure it doesn't. But for me, I think that's how it starts with a very few member of people. That's not even English, Raquel. Try it again. I think that's the way it starts for a lot of people. You know, it starts very slowly. You don't notice the clutter and junk creeping in. And then before you know it, you're in your 40s or your 50s, and the only people that you have for company in your house are rats and your TV shows. And it's depressing. And then people, like I say, people come and attack you for it. And they're all like, oh, if you just cleaned, you just tidied, or you should clean as you go and you wouldn't be in this state. Throw stuff away. It's not that easy when the depression kicks in. It really, really isn't. And I know people use it as an excuse all the time. And I also know that there are people out there that are going to be like, well, I'm depressed and I couldn't let my house get this out of control. Or I have mental health issues or ADHD or whatever it is, and I don't let my house get out of control like this. That's good. That really is good. And I'm not mocking at anybody at all. But one of the things I've found going through this mental health journey that I have been lately is that everybody is different. My mum suffered badly with depression, really, really badly with depression. And for her, she was a complete neat freak. And I mean neat freak. Like, there was never allowed to be anything out. I've said this before in another video. Never allowed to be anything out. Never. It had to be kept clean. Things were washed up pretty much as soon as they were used. She was a very, very clean, neat freak. Now, and I say neat freak because that's the way, you know, it's just like the slang term. I don't mean to cause offence to anybody, but that's the way she was. That's how her depression took her. Yet I know people whose depression takes them the other way. They hold on to things, they hoard things, they shut down. Their mind is going a mile a minute. I should be cleaning that up. I should pick that up. But their body won't respond. They just can't physically get it together to actually get up and clean that thing. I mean, for goodness sake, I've known depressed people who can't even get out of bed, brush their teeth and have a shower. It hits them that way. So depression hits people different ways. So if you are one of those people out there whose depression hits them and they clean, they tidy, and they become obsessive over tiny little things, that's the way depression hits you. And for those of us out there with depression, anxiety that hits slightly different and we just freeze, or, you know, we take comfort in the hordes of stuff from our past, that's the way the depression hits us. And I don't think it's fair for either party to judge either party. And don't judge yourselves either. If you're one of those depressive people out there that cleans and scrubs and tidies all the time and you can't ever settle, and you look at other people and think, I'd love to be able to just relax like them, don't judge yourself. You're doing the best you can with what you can. Find help. If you're struggling because you can't ever sit still, you can't ever calm down, you can't ever switch off, and it's causing you problems, go and get help. You have the exact same problem as someone that sits in filth and hoarder heaven. You know, it's the exact same problem. You're just manifesting the symptoms differently. At least that's what I find. Like I say, I'm no clinical psychologist. I'm just finding through my own mental health journey that things affect people differently, and we have to be accepting and understanding of not only ourselves, but other people. There's also the issue of if there are children in the home. Right, this is another distraction. I'm reading this to make sure it's safe to throw away or keep. I read it for way longer than I need to, but this is something I do. I get very, very easily distracted, so you're going to notice that in a lot of these videos. Right, back to the point. If there are children in the home, like young children, I've got 2 kids in my house, but they are about to turn 20 and about to turn 17. They are old enough. They've been shown how the washing machine works. They know how to look after themselves. I mean, if there are small children in the home, like relying on mum and dad to look after them, to clean, tidy, and that sort of thing. If that's the case, then these people need more help, because the children need certain environments. You know, they need clean, they need tidy. They don't need obsessively clean and tidy, because that can damage you just as much as hoarder heaven. I mean, like I said, my mum was a neat freak. She kept the place immaculate. And I believe it's done me, I don't want to use the word damage, but I think it's the only word I can use. It's had an effect on me. And it's certainly had an effect on my sister as well. So we've both been affected by the fact that my mum was super, super clean and almost neurotic about clean and tidy. So it has the same effect. Just because a house is immaculate does not mean it's not having an effect on those children. I think children need to be taken care and looked after. So if there are problems going on, if you know someone's got young children and there are issues and problems in the house, try and be supportive, understanding and helpful, and get those kids safe. At the end of the day, the kids need to be safe, and that is the biggest thing. So yeah, things do change a little bit when there are children involved. They always do. If adults, do you know what? I don't care. You want to live in hoarder heaven, or you want to scrub your windowsills with bleach every morning because that's what you need to do. You're an adult, whatever suits you. But when there are children involved, then the whole story needs to change. Just thought I'd add that in there because obviously, there are some hoarders that have children and there are some OCD cleany people that have children as well. So I just thought I'd add in that I do understand that the whole situation is difficult different. It is more difficult as well when children are involved. Right, now that little disclaimer's out of the way, let's get on with the video. I was at this solid, I don't know how many hours. However many hours are between 9 and 3. Someone else can do the maths because I'm not going to be good at that. I'll literally have to spend however many minutes or seconds it is to count from 9 till 3 to work out how many hours I was here. Hang on, 9 till 3, that's 6 hours. It's opposite on the clock. Check me out. 6 hours I was at this room. And I don't remember having a break. Normally I'd stop for lunch, we'd go out shopping or something like that would happen. On this day though, nope. Literally 6 hours straight. I do notice though when I'm cleaning, I'm really slow. It's like I've got no urgency. Now I think I'm being very efficient, very fast, but I'm not. This clip is actually sped up. It's at twice the speed. That's insane to think. What the footage you're actually watching is twice as fast as I'm actually moving. This looks like it's been filmed in normal speed. But I joke you not, it's twice as fast as I was actually moving. That's insane. I didn't realise how slow I was. Wow. Imagine how much I'd get done if I just moved faster. But I can't move. Well, I probably could move faster if I tried. But moving faster feels unnatural. I probably should have moved faster though because Jaden and Alyssa are about to get home. So the rest of the clean is completed off of camera. But here is the end result, guys. Her neat, clean, tidy, organised room. I love this blanket. This is what Ben got her for Christmas, and that pillow as well. Yeah, when penguins get together, they mate for life. You are my penguin or something. They stay together for life. And hug this pillow until you can hug me again. This room is so much calmer now. So much nicer. There's a lot more space. It feels more airy and more relaxed. She does have twinkle lights. She also has a great big pink neon sign, but I'm not going to show you what that says because it's could be offensive. Who knows? And this is with the lights out. Calm, relaxing, cozy. I love this room now. I can't wait to get her a bigger wardrobe so she can fit all her clothes in there. Again, avoiding that nice neon sign. And there you are, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you really enjoyed this video and I will see you all again in the next one. Bye for now.